All right, welcome back to the Slackin' Off podcast. I'm your host, Crawler, and I'm here with Glizzy and Goody. We are missing our cumulonimbus friend today. It's fine.
Yeah, he's a little lost in the sky right now.
Yeah, we let him loose, and now he's sort of gone. I think he's blocking out the sun. It's been raining quite often, so I mean, I think it's his fault. I'll blame
Yeah,
him
he's
for
gone, but he's gone.
it. Disappeared up in the
He's
stratosphere.
gone to go create some frickin' hurricanes in the Atlantic.
And hope if he sends them our way, I'm blaming him again. Gotta go towards Louisiana like Katrina did. I'm sorry,
Bro, it's only been 16 years. You can't say that.
I wasn't. I should just own up to the just absolute dark humor.
Yeah, it's like food. Not everyone gets it.
Some people think that Hurricane Katrina was like a man-made hurricane.
How?
Now, how on this planet am I gonna stir up and
I don't know.
the hurricane?
I don't know
gods?
how
Excuse
exactly,
me, let me
but
get like
I know
40 planes.
I know why, and the reason why people thought were like, oh, like it was a government weather control experiment was because of how Hurricane Katrina kind of went into the Gulf of Mexico and just kind of went around in circles for a bit.
It was gaining power. It was learning, adapting, evolving.
Mutating.
Well, like people are like, oh, that's really
rotation.
suspicious. They don't work like that.
I mean, usually, yeah, they don't usually work like that. But then again, forces of nature are so unpredictable. Most meteorologists can't really predict past like 2 or 3 days in the future anyway.
Right, and that's
Even
because
with, like,
of
advanced equipment.
like,
It's literally
and that's
meteorology is
because
just an
well, the way
educated
that they try to predict storms and shit is just because of the patterns and stuff that they make,
Mm-hmm.
like, and that they follow. And they're like, all right, well, it could, like, it's gonna for sure move from this distance to this distance, and then as soon as it gets to this distance, that spectrum is gonna broaden out
Yeah.
because that's less and less able to be predicted, and
Mhm.
it kind of forms a cone.
Yeah, a big old
Oh
possibility.
God, excuse me.
Yeah, for people who don't live in coastal states and know what a hurricane forecast is supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like
Big rain.
what happens with the coastal areas is the excuse me. It's the weather's more unpredictable here, like in the coastal side of anywhere, because
Yeah.
water pressure and the heat from the water messes with the air, and sometimes you get like a weird cold draft coming from, north, and then it's like, oh look, tornado warning time. Random flood here and there too.
The usual.
And we also get hurricane season.
Yeah, hurricane season is fun.
We haven't had a hurricane in a while, have we?
Depends on
I think the last
depends on
we had a couple, but nothing like extremely major.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Didn't we have
Irma
like
or
a?
something like
It
that.
was like a cat
Nothing,
too,
yeah,
right?
nothing on like an Irma level.
Yeah, we haven't had a
Irma
big
was
one in a minute.
fucked.
Bro, we were just low key
Dude,
chilling
that was
in
your
our house.
power outage, right? That's when you had like no power for several days.
I had no power for a week and a half.
Yeah.
My
We got
stepdad
ours back
literally
in
took
2
a
days.
shower in the rain.
Nice.
It was pitch black outside, and I was hanging out in the living room just on a cot trying to
And you
fucking
went,
go to sleep.
fuck it.
And my stepdad just like had a towel and was going outside while it was raining,
Dude.
like really heavily. And he was like, hey, I'm gonna be
Man being a man.
fun showering in the rain. He's like, I haven't had a shower in a long time. I feel really filthy. I need to at least wash myself.
The
So he went out into the
urge
rain
to
and
wash
said, don't
and shower.
come over to the kitchen window if you don't want to
Cleaning
be
in the
naked.
rain.
Well, finally at this this podcast, I have question instead of we don't have any topics and we're completely winging it for an hour straight. So I had a neat question, a neat little eureka moment.
We'll share with the class.
No, I don't want to. No.
All right, cool. On to the next topic.
Well, no, I just thought what would be kind of cool would be like a place you'd like to go to outside of the States.
Dude, I have an easy answer for that.
Well, it's, you
Egypt.
care. I was gonna say you care
I
to
would
share.
love to see the pyramids. That'd be really cool. Or go to Rome and see
Oh
the
yeah.
Colosseum. That'd be sick. Or go to
Fucking
Tokyo and go
JoJo
to
Part 3
diaper
adventure.
vending machine, bro. That'd be kind of
Dude.
cool.
On our way to Egypt.
You gotta follow the full part 3 journey.
Yeah, the boys just vibing.
Including the
What-
plane crashes.
Yep. And the one guy
And the
loses his
submarine
legs.
crash.
It's like you put on your Snapchat, just survived plane crash, was up. Did it again, bro.
Held my breath for like 5-10 minutes underwater. Punched a tooth out.
I'm just relatively built different, y'all.
Friend lost his legs. Now he's in a wheelchair. Ha. Bitch.
I picked up this retarded dog on the way.
Yo, he got like a real busted ass face. Missing a nose.
What the dog doing?
Got a human face.
I mean, although there's like, freaking absolutely killer birds and shit, I'd like to see, I'd like to go to Australia. That seems like it'd be kind of neat.
The land down under.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just call
Just
my
because-
friends and have them FaceTime you and just...
Bro,
Oh yeah,
Dude,
kangaroos
we
and
gotta-
boomerangs.
we gotta go as a boys trip, through the channel, and then we'll call
If we
up
go to
your
New
friends
Zealand-
to meet us at the
Dude,
airport.
I
So, like, if we ever
call
go
him
to
right
New
now.
Zealand, it is a fucking wet dream of mine to
That would be...
like smoke weed with the misfits.
Do.
Literally, every time I hear New Zealand, I immediately think Lord of the Rings. So, I'm sorry.
Dude,
I would just want to go to like a misfits party and just smoke weed with them. Fun.
find you passed out on the floor. Freaking
Oh, dude, I
swagger
mean, like,
over your
I'm not-
corpse.
I'm not one to like just to like smoke it up really,
And
like
die.
and get like fucked. But in that scenario, oh my
You
god,
do it. You take
anything
one
they
for the
handed
team.
me, anything they handed me.
Dude, going to Germany would
Long-
be pretty cool to get abnormally large food sizes. Like a burger
Oh, yeah.
the size of my face.
Dude, I would
and like
I
a
would want to
pretzel
eat
the
like a
size of my
I
forearm.
want to eat a soft pretzel the size of my torso. Like
That'd be so cool.
You know what?
I want a soft pretzel that's literally going to take me a week to finish.
kind of like when you get those giant jawbreakers.
I've never
Oh,
had a
dude,
giant
you
job
can't.
break,
Like,
and I'm telling you, I
I've
want one
literally
so
never
bad.
been able to finish one. I actually, when I was a kid,
That's why
Got
most
one
people
of
hit it with a
those.
hammer.
yeah, I almost broke my teeth on it, and I tried to cut it in half, and I got like halfway and gave up.
Yeah, you need like a bone saw to get through it.
I was trying to use like a kitchen knife, and it just didn't
Butter
happen.
knife.
You know, like, just, you got those like really expensive knife sets. You just get the bread knife and just heart. One of these days, bro. One of these days.
You know, one of the things, like, I know you brought up like Tokyo, but I want to see the abandoned Sonic statue in the middle of the forest.
Oh, Tokyo would be a fun place to visit for sure.
It'd be a nice place to stay too. I mean, the city's
Japan
so far,
would
so it'd
definitely
a
be,
chill
like-
place to hang out.
Now,
Only problem
I
is
wouldn't
we'd have-
want to.
Bruh, no one, not even a giggle.
I didn't even pay attention.
One place I would not want to go to is China, for
Or
sure.
North
Bro.
Korea.
You want to have an opinion?
Well,
Go
of
anywhere
course
else.
not.
What if you
Fucking shoot you in the street just
You
for being
stand up.
American.
you stand on South Korea, you spit into North Korea, they shoot you immediately?
Cross-country terrorism at its finest.
You did my country dishonor.
Dude, I'm
I'd say
sorry.
one
it's
thing that
just-
would be
It's my science.
one thing that would be great. I feel about going to China is looking at all of the bootleg shit that's probably being around and sold
Yeah, you'll
because
see, you'll see
China's
like,
out of every jurisdiction of like all the major U.S. companies and shit, so they can bootleg a bunch of shit and just make it
It's
and
just fine.
sell it and not get in trouble for it.
You'd see an Xbox 360 case with Mario on it, you know? It's like, look, the new Mr. Morrow for box 270.
Y-Box 720.
Boy, I mean,
Fox Cocculus 780.
I wonder how they handle the whole internet thing over there. And like, I know the citizens only have like 3 hours to play to do and use
I was gonna
internet.
say, yeah.
Do they do that to the
They
tourists
actually have
too?
a time limit of how much. No, I think it's a time limit of how much they can play video games online.
And
We
then you
have
type
country
in.
internet shut off button.
And
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
literally in China, like, dude, like if your neighbor's social credit score started to go up, that's how you know who's a fucking snitch and who isn't. Like if someone down the hall from you is like getting arrested or getting a talking to from the government, like
I
and
have
then
this
your neighbor
amazing
next to
thing
them,
in my
the
head that I'm
credit
imagining.
score goes up, you know who fucking turned him in.
Yeah,
All I can see in my head is like, like a HUD. So like, you look down the hallway, you see a guy.
Social credit score is a fucking meme.
He pokes his head out the doorway. You see like a little thing flash with social credit with an up arrow, and you look down. It's social credit with a down arrow down the hall. It's a guy being dragged out of his room, kicking and screaming.
It's just like the freaking Detroit Become Human red arrow
Yeah.
go down like 10 notches.
Jericho goes down. No, it's not Jericho.
Literally,
It's
the social credit score is
freaking public.
so
What was
The
it?
public
fucking
opinion
dumb.
Public
goes down.
opinion goes down as that guy's getting dragged out of his room.
You're just recording it from under the door.
Yeah, the guy who's recording it gets social credit up. Social credit. Plus 0.9.
I still find it funny how if you type Tiananmen Square Massacre, they ban it. They ban whoever saw it on that server. So if you're playing with a bunch of Chinese people, it's an immediate kick.
You know what would be really funny?
Start experimenting on Rainbow Six?
No, is
Oh.
if this video gets banned in China. I would laugh so hard.
It violates our YouTube's
Violates
terms of service.
terms of service over in China. Excuse me. This country has restricted this video.
Hey, yo,
Oops.
Gets a VPN and still gets shut down when you hear it.
They'd shut you down for buying a VPN. Not saying they're bad. No, I'm just saying that the government would come in and seize your belongings after you buy the VPN. Cannot track you no more. That is bad
Can they
for
really?
social credit. Well, basically, what VPNs do is they put up a.
I know what VPNs
it's,
do.
It's a complex firewall that, and it makes you see.
Well,
like you're
it pretty
somewhere
much
else.
like displays your IP address as like
Yeah,
somewhere across the fucking world.
Yeah, in like Hell, Michigan, or something. But
And with that, you can like it's pretty much like pinging your internet source location from somewhere else, like from a different location. And
Yeah.
with that, you can also access regional exclusive shit like fucking
like that.
like the UK Netflix or like Australian
Welcome to
Netflix.
Bottom Gate.
If you set your VPN to like fucking Russia, you can get Russian Netflix. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it works that way, but really VPNs they do that to like protect the computer and your info.
Right, and right, like and you can protect yourself from shady weirdos on the internet.
Yeah, but I'm making the point that China is doing that constantly anyway. So they put up a VPN. It's violating the law of the
Talking
government.
about making a point. Since I'm about to go get it, half and half lemonade sweet tea is really good, contrary to James's belief.
That is not sweet tea. That is
Not
fake
meant to be.
tea. Half and half is fake tea.
Half and half? You mean like half tea, half
Half
lemonade?
tea, half lemonade. Brandon's saying it's better than just normal tea, and I'm like, it's not real tea.
Oh, it's just Arnold. It's just an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, but an Arnold Palmer ain't tea. It's an Arnold Palmer. Think about it. You've
Yeah,
got
it's just tea and lemon.
tea
No,
is
I
just
agree
a
with you
water.
there.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
tea and lemonade.
Well, the problem
It's,
is,
it makes it a new drink. That's how chemistry works. You put two chemicals together, it forms a new chemical.
yeah, but it's now less tea than it is water because you've got lemonade, which is water and lemons and sugar,
And
then
sugar.
tea, which is tea leaves that are soaked into the water, and sugar, depending on which you like. So by adding and water, and by adding the two together, you have now doubled the water content, and now have flavored the tea to where it's not tea flavor, it's lemon flavor. So you're just drinking a dirty lemonade. That's what it is.
I
It's
have.
just dirty lemonade.
I actually have lemon flavored black tea at my house.
Well, see, difference being is that's still tea. It's just lemon flavored. You're not putting lemonade and tea together.
Yeah, true.
Essentially, someone went and got the tea leaves and sprinkled, squished a lemon on top, and then saved it.
Yeah, that lemon black tea is good.
Love it so much.
Ho ho, look at him. He comes back with his trash opinions.
Says you.
Yeah.
Don't have an opinion.
I like Arnold Palmer's.
See, because
I can't turn that way, bro. My headphones will disconnect.
Oh, that's unfortunate, James. Not my fault.
It is your fault. You turned my chair.
All right. Let's do this. So good, bro.
I've never wanted to slap someone more.
That's a lie.
No.
How about the time I gave you black eye?
I didn't want to slap you because I was like a kid.
How about when I threw a tablet at you?
Dude, I was the age just ripening to the point of where you gain consciousness. Like you gain your conscious wakes
Self-awareness.
up. Self-awareness. There you go.
Like I said, what about when I threw my tablet at you?
Tablet at you. I punched you. I didn't want to slap you. No, I punched you.
I
That's
don't
a
even think I had like a self-realization moment like that.
I don't think I did, but like,
I just kind of remember like a lot of shit from when I was a young kid, like 3 years old and shit.
I just kind of, it's all spotty at best here and there.
I mean, like it's spotty, yeah, but like I remember my grandpa Larry, and he died when I was 3 years old. Like I remember him.
Yeah, well, like most of the
I don't know. I remember that shit.
Some or most of the memories that I have from that are more like third person and not first person. You know?
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is trippy.
I say because one of the few memories I do have of my grandpa Larry is me running into my grandparents' room from the living room, and then like it was weird. Like their room was attached to the little area attached to the front door because their room was originally a garage.
Mm.
And I remember just running in and then seeing him on the bed and being at like eye level with the bed.
Yeah, I have like
I'm not positive. I'm not positive, but I want to say he was smoking a joint.
Grandpa
Like,
Larry was lit.
That's not something like
Living
like
like
that's
Larry,
not
bro.
something that I would have remembered as a kid, but I feel like now thinking back on it, I don't know why. But I feel like I can picture him in the bed, just sitting there smoking some weed, because he was diagnosed with cancer. That's what he was. That's what he passed away from.
And he didn't give two
And-
shits.
Yeah, so he was like, "Fuck it."
Blazing it.
And-
Memories and stuff I have from my grandparents, like staying over at their house and stuff, was like
Freaking toys were lit.
that too. But like my brother and I would sleep over, and when Brandon was younger, he would be a cover hog. Like he would grab it and then twist, and it would just.
I did the same
I am
thing.
still one of those people.
My sister
am a
hated me
proud
when I did that shit.
Blanket twister, if that's the term.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I need my own blanket to sleep with because I will
Yes,
do that shit.
sir. I will literally go to hotels and bring my own blanket from now on. Oh man, that's a wonderful idea.
But no, and then that is like that's manageable because I can not anymore, but I could overpower Brandon like strength wise when he was doing that, so I could just rip covers from him anyway and it'd be fine. But my problem is once I'm awake in the morning, I'm awake. I can't fall back to sleep. So I would remember that waking up in the night of like not in the night, but like waking up in the morning.
Like 7 o'clock.
No, not even earlier. I'd be up at like
Whoa.
5:36 at my grandparents' house, and I could do nothing but sit in the family room, which was completely dark, and the only thing was like a cuckoo clock, a grandfather clock. My bad. It was like there was a sofa on one wall, there was 2 recliners and a chair,
Yumi always had a grandfather clock too.
and it would bing bong every hour,
Bing bong.
and
James doesn't know what he just said. Oh no.
what
Bing bong is such a meme now.
again?
Bing
Not
bong.
Trump. Not
Oh.
Trump.
The one from inside?
Your life. Bing bong. I'm
Yeah.
sad.
Dude, I'm so lost right now.
I'll show you when we're done, bro.
Yeah, please enlighten, because I'm lost. No, but I would sit there for a couple of hours, just waiting. And then when I got my tablet, I would use my tablet like for YouTube or whatever. But before, when I didn't have one, I was just sort of sitting there staring at the grandfather clock, just like looking past reality at it. Because
I actually remember having like nights like that at my grandma's house too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, you wake up, you can't come
Just
back to
awake,
bed.
you're just staring at their shit.
Yeah, and you're seeing through the dimensions to look at it. Like you're looking at
Like
it.
yeah,
and
like
your
you're like
brain
almost like you're like almost like trying to see like some like shadow monster that's not really there. Like
you look forward and just.
and you're just really staring hard
That
at
like
it.
never happened to me because I have always woken up
Bro,
late.
speaking of shadow monster, did I tell about the time when one of the times I had like a hallucination when I was in the wheelchair?
See, I'm not the only
Maybe.
one, except my trigger was
Okay.
Harry Potter, not being
Well-
a cripple.
No, that's not the point. I was watching Welcome to the Game 2.
Oh man, that
And
game is
I had been
actually
watching
terrifying.
it. I had been watching it the night before, and I don't really get nightmares because I don't really get scared from watching things here, like at that time. But I was watching it during the day because legs are broken. You woke up, so you set up in bed. What you gonna do? I look at YouTube. So I pulled up in that video, and I was still kind of tired. So I closed my eyes. I looked up, saw a dude standing there, and I swung at it, and then I covered my head. I covered my head, and I looked, like past my arms, and the thing was just gone, and I'm like, dazed and confused.
You just fought a Reaper off, bro.
Just,
You wasn't expecting
yeah, I
to
pulled
start
a
swinging.
Teddy Roosevelt. I fought death and lived. Just nowhere near as cool as Teddy Roosevelt. I was just crippled in a bed. Your time has come, young man. Hey yo, catch these hands. Hey yo,
Break him, John.
break him, John. Break him, John. No. Good ending.
Good ending.
I've seen too many of those. Memes are
Dude,
fun.
eating ice hits different.
That means your body was like deficient in something, right?
Guess it's time
Is
to
it?
eat more.
Yeah, usually by eating and crunching, like if you have the need to crunch and eat ice, your body is deficient in a
people just
couple
like
nutrients. No,
Why do you think people buy bags of ice from Chick-fil-A? It's meant to be eaten.
no, it's not. Don't
I always
crunch
like
ice.
to chew on crushed ice.
No, that's
Is
not
that
good
really
for
a
your
fucking
teeth.
thing?
If you want a good ice to crunch, go to Chick-fil-A. And I'm not saying this just because I work there and staying on brand. It's so good.
Don't remind me of teeth. I gotta go back to the dentist next week.
Jeez.
See,
Get the other
craving
other
and
side of
chewing
my mouth
ice
fixed.
is often associated with iron deficiency.
Let me just
Oh,
stand up
iron
and die real
deficiency.
quick.
And then the worst part about that is ice. What happens is it's really bad for your teeth. Like it will crack teeth easily if you're chewing on it.
Not if my teeth are stronger.
Okay, eating ice doesn't excuse the fact you're a retard, but we'll leave that.
Makes
as is.
sense.
But basically, ice and ice parts can get into pieces of ice can get into areas that most most other food can't, and it will bother the teeth and it'll crack them or something like that.
Dang it, he's researching.
No, I already knew this. Like, I already knew that it was an iron deficiency. I just didn't know, like, exactly. But yeah. Eating ice... Yeah, okay, so I was right. I didn't want to sound stupid. But it destroys the hard covering of your teeth.
The enamel?
Yeah, the enamel. The slight yellowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will destroy that if you eat too much ice. And it will just...
Like I used to like crushed ice is like my favorite.
Yeah, but like if you don't... I guess if it's not like often, you could be fine. But at the same time, I'm not a dentist. Don't take my word for it. Go ask a dentist. I'm a guy sitting here recording a podcast at freaking 8 o'clock at night.
Just low-key vibing. Yeah.
Oh, did you tell Brandon what I told you about what we found out about my teeth?
Yes.
I think so. With the whole like baby spoon lick thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one way to describe it.
So for the longest time, I have like fucking crumbly ass teeth. Like I had 15 cavities.
Wow.
My mom has
gonna be
really
my
bad
joke.
teeth, and her dad before her has really bad teeth. So we thought because of this, we thought that it was a hereditary thing. We thought it was just genetic, and that my mom passed these genes down to me, and that I have her teeth.
To ruin your life.
Actually, what we found out, or what the dentist told us, was that it's not actually a genetic thing. Because if it were, then we would probably it would probably be caused by something that would be affecting the rest of our body, like actual like bone disease. And what it is it's a bacteria that is really contagious when your teeth are first growing in.
That's a really
so like I couldn't just
time.
like pass it to y'all. Yeah, right. So like I couldn't just like pass it to y'all now.
Yeah.
But like when your teeth are like first growing in, and like I guess like those gums are like exposed and shit, this bacteria can just get in there and then live indefinitely, and it will cause you to have a shit ton of cavities in your baby teeth, which I did, which my mom did as well, and fucking, I mean my grandfather, by the time he was 19, his teeth were like black. He had some fucked up fucking teeth. He always hated it when my mom would bring guests over and shit, because he'd be like, I don't like them looking at my teeth.
Why the hell did we harmonize that?
But yeah, no, it's a fucking bacteria that you can have passed to you while you are like an infant, like 6 months when your teeth are first starting to grow in or some shit.
Dude, I still think
and
that's a really,
which explains
time.
why it explains why my teeth are like this, and I'm really diligent about brushing my teeth and flossing and whatnot now. I wasn't when I was a kid, because I didn't.
Man has a
all
dental
kids don't. No kids know the fucking importance of brushing their teeth.
Bro, kids
I feel like the only way.
What?
The only way to like get a kid to really see the importance of brushing their teeth, I would say, is like show them a picture of like Steve-O from like 10 years ago. like show his fucking.
You want to end up like this guy?
You'd be like, this is what happens when you don't brush and floss your teeth.
You grab the kid by the throat and show him a picture of Steve-O.
Just literally show like the fucking video of him getting like his crowns redone, like he gets his teeth filed down to the nubs.
Ugh.
He looks like a crackhead.
More so than he already is.
He does have a hole burned through his nose.
Was. Past tense.
I mean, he's sober, which is really great for him. Like, good job. But also, at the
still
same time,
acts like a crackhead.
Yeah, but at the same time, he also does have a hole through his nose.
Well, Well, yeah, well, he has a hole through his nose from all
From the
the
cocaine.
fucking cocaine he's done. He
That
burned a hole in the bridge of his nose.
powder.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But yeah, no,
I haven't
it
heard that in a
it
while.
is pretty crazy, and it explains why my brother's teeth are completely like immaculate. Like
Because he
the only
didn't get
thing
no
wrong with his
diseases.
teeth is like cosmetic wise. He actually has like an extra tooth that's weird,
He didn't
He
grow
has
up
an
and like
with
extra
above the
tooth?
rest
disease,
of his
bro.
teeth.
He has
Yeah, he
33
does.
teeth.
It's weird.
He has
Yeah,
33.
I think
What? Dude.
he's literally got like an extra
Mutant.
tooth.
He's got like,
Mutant.
When I'm telling you, like when you look at my brother, and look at his smile, his teeth are pretty nice looking, save for like one tooth that looks like it's above all of the rest, and it's like an actual like extra tooth. It's fucking
Oh
weird.
yeah.
But it doesn't hurt him at all. It's just
No,
there.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I remember his face. Not like,
Yeah, he's got like an extra tooth there.
bro. I thought that was just normal, so I didn't even pay attention.
No,
I thought that was just like, oh yeah, you're just chilling, you have a good time, like
we just low-key vibing.
Bro, extra tooth. Travis is a real life mutant, maybe? Question mark.
I don't have an extra
Travis,
tooth.
yeah, Travis don't have an extra tooth.
I know, but I'm saying is he's related to him. He could have. He could
My
have special
sister,
thing.
my sister actually had a sideways tooth before she got it fixed.
Ow.
Like it literally grew in sideways.
Oh,
That's not mutant. That's
Now,
just absolutely
not like
disgusting.
it not, and I'm not saying that like it grew in like fucking horizontal. I'm saying that it like
No, it was just
like,
twisted.
like one
on
of her
the
front teeth,
vertical axis.
yeah,
if
like
you will.
twisted to be sideways.
bink. Boy. Like that just
Straight up,
seems like a mild
got-
inconvenience.
it
You know?
got fixed whenever she got braces for a couple years.
Let me pull your
Braces
bones into
fix it.
place.
That's what braces do.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pulling
Pull your
bones.
teeth into place.
Pulling your bones everywhere. Yes.
Pulling your bones.
I'm pulling
My mom's
bones.
teeth. My mom's teeth look like she's had braces too, but actually when she was a kid, her teeth were like not really straight at all. She had a gap between her front teeth, and her teeth looked kind of uneven and stuff. And then when her wisdom teeth grew in, it literally pushed all of her teeth together to look perfectly straight.
All right.
So, I mean, other than the fact that my mom has the same bacteria problem that my teeth have, and they're like literally the only way to really help it or like treat it is to consistently brush with a certain kind of toothpaste, and even then it'll just kind of
It'll push it
lessen
like, back.
the severity of it.
It'll put it at bay.
Yeah, pretty much. And but like all of her holes and shit in her teeth are in like the back, so you can't see them. So her smile actually looks really nice. Now with my fucking teeth, all the holes are in the front. Like, so I look like a straight up meth head hillbilly.
We could put a straw hat and some overalls on you, and you could go out and be a miner.
A minor?
Yeah. Put a little straw.
I mean,
hat
like
or-
my aunt and uncle. I'm pretty sure one of the times that I saw them recently, they looked at my teeth and straight up probably thought that I was like a goddamn meth head, because it looked like my teeth were like rotting out. They weren't. It's just how they fucking look. I've just got so many cavities. And it's not even my fault. Like I literally, like I am the most diligent person about brushing and flossing my teeth in this house. Now more so than ever.
Bro, I've seen you, dude. I've seen you take care of your teeth. You got a routine.
Right.
You
Right.
take care of your teeth better than I do. I'm kind of bad at it. I'll be honest. I'll put it out.
Right, but like
I'm sick
at
of
least you don't really run the risk of like completely cracking a piece of your tooth off.
No, not as of yet.
It sucks.
I don't plan to, but
I just went to the dentist Tuesday, and I've got to go next Tuesday because they worked on doing fillings on the right side of my mouth, and now they got to do the left side. Dude, I swear to God, like the worst part about that dentist trip was getting the shots in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
They weren't
those
that bad.
feel
They
weird.
weren't that bad until she put a shot right into the tooth that was like, or like one of the teeth that was in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I straight up like felt the needle go into my gum and then into my tooth underneath the gum.
Ow.
Yeah.
Dude, 'cause
Like I straight up felt all of that shit, and it's so terrible.
like with me, the one thing I don't like sometimes is that when I had to get, I remember getting shots, like I could feel it poke into my gum, and I could feel the burning of and it was just a constant hurt. I was like, this just ain't the move, bro.
Now, now it didn't really hurt that bad. Like when she was done with the shots, it was just like she would go in, say it's just gonna feel like a little pinch every time. She was just like, all right, little pinch, and then she would uh stick it in, and it was fine when she was doing my back teeth. But as soon as she got to that front tooth, and I like felt it go into the fucking tooth, I was like it hurts. I didn't make a noise, but like or move, but goddamn, it hurt. It felt terrible.
Dude, I don't really have too much relation like with that, cause like the only
I
time
fucking hate the dentist.
I love the dentist
the
so much.
the worst time I had at
Y'all
the
are a
dentist.
cool ass dentist, and y'all don't have very many problems with your teeth. Y'all just got to go in for checkups and shit.
Yeah, we're pretty problem free. The
One
only
thing I will say, one that we are bad with. Sorry to interrupt
No,
you.
you're
One
good.
thing I will say that we are bad with is going to those like checkups that our insurance cover. Like
The
Yeah.
physicals?
this is like the first time we've
No.
been to the dentist
No.
in like fucking years.
Every
Yeah.
6 months you go to the dentist.
Oh, we're still
You're
talking about
supposed
dentist
to.
checkups?
That's what he said.
Oh.
We
And I
were
was
talking about
saying how
dentist. Where did your
we
brain
don't do
go?
our 6 month checkups, and we should. We're probably gonna start. So that way, every time we go in, if there's like one or two cavities that they have to take care of, that's at
They can
least better
fix
than
it.
them having to take care of fucking 15.
Yeah, the only time like I had a real bad dentist experience was like when I was younger, my back molars were stuck. Like they were supposed to fall out, but they weren't, and they were stuck. So I had to go and they had to pull them out. And yeah, I was young, and then I felt everything, man. It sucked. It was just they put this needle there, and then
I
they
actually used to hate.
yanked it, and I could still feel it. It was awful.
I used to hate getting my teeth pulled when I was like when my baby teeth were coming out. And then one day at Taekwondo, like right before class,
So knocked it out of
there
your
was
face.
this tooth. There was this tooth that grew in really fucking weird. Let me just say, because like the whole back of it was literally stabbing into my gums. Like it
Oh yeah.
grew
Okay.
in like a weird fucking U shape almost. But like one side of it was like three times longer than the other side. And the side that was longer was in the back and it was stabbing into the roof of my mouth. And it hurt so bad. And my mom was just like, all right, fuck it. And she grabbed my tooth and just yanked it and I felt instant pain relief. And I was like, wow, I was like, why the fuck was I so scared of you to do that? That didn't feel like anything. And then after that, for every other tooth, I was just like, Mom, pull it. I was like, all right, do it.
With mine, I had my dad used to read us. This is gonna sound so nerdy.
The Marvel
Yeah, we had
Encyclopedia.
we had the
Let's go.
Cool,
we had
though.
we had an old Marvel Encyclopedia before the new ones came out, and for either he read two. There's two books that I remember he read. First, he read The Hobbit to us when we were a lot younger, and then he would also read the
Oh,
Marvel
that's cool.
Encyclopedia, and he would like read through different characters and stuff, and just kind of go from A to
go
Z.
page by page and just name off the characters.
Ah, so your dad was really fucking cool.
Still is.
He noticed I had a tooth.
Yeah, he still is.
He noticed I had a tooth like sort of hanging around, and it was hanging on by a thread, and every time someone would try to reach to pull it, I'd freak out because I didn't like people pulling the tooth, because the only experience I had was that doctor ripping a tooth out of my head, and that really hurt. And as I was talking, he just reached and grabbed it real quick and didn't even realize. And I was like, huh? I was like, wait a minute. It's gone.
I sneezed a couple out, didn't I?
It used to always scare me.
Okay.
It used to scare me because I
was a retarded
was aware.
More so than usual.
Because, when I was younger, I was aware of how adult teeth worked, and how adult teeth are like attached by like a fucking root.
Yeah.
Like a vein that goes into it almost. And whenever my tooth would be like really loose and hanging and shit, when I was a kid, I thought that baby teeth worked the same way, so I was really scared that I was gonna just fucking rip that shit out. like rip out the whole vein or like root that's supposed to be in the tooth.
I was gangster with one of my teeth pulls.
He would pull his own teeth out.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, let me tell you.
I pulled a couple of my own teeth.
In the front of my mouth that kept annoying me, like, all day. I'm telling you, I got this thing. Made it do a full 180. And then I got my thumb and pushed it down and pulled out with my index finger at the same time and ripped it down. Bro, I'm freaking nuts.
And then he proceeds to walk across the family room, sneeze, and shoot a tooth out.
I remember actually liking pulling a couple of my teeth. Like I would get them really loose and then be like, all right. And then I would be messing with it in like class or some shit, and then it would finally.
Dude, you know that feeling in class when you lose a tooth, you get the little tooth cup from the nurse, and then you feel like a king. Yeah. Hits different.
Yeah, I have one of those in my room, but it has shark teeth in it.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, I remember the little tooth necklace. I remember almost cracking my skull open in elementary school.
Damn.
Cool.
Violent elementary school. All right. All the kids are ninjas. About to.
So much. I mean, like, I'm just kind of glad that I never, like, busted my teeth out and that I just hit myself in the forehead.
I mean, you technically busted a tooth on top of a kid's head at our school.
I did.
A bit of bone shard stuck in his head.
It's one of my fucking front teeth. So it's like the worst looking one. It looks like it's dead.
You really just like left him with a prize, because you hit it. He headbutt you. Your tooth broke in his head and it was still there. You had like chipped into his head with a tooth.
Literally, we were playing soccer and I tried to jump up in the air to headbutt the soccer ball, and this other kid did the exact same thing, and we didn't really see each other. Yeah. And I jumped higher than he.
One of them failed to read the room.
So his forehead just hit me in the fucking tooth, and literally half of my tooth broke off on his forehead.
Dude, and it makes no sense why he went for it, because like you were already in the air by the time he went for it.
I was already in the air by the time he jumped.
It's like, wait.
And like I remember him being like, my, like I'm bleeding, my head hurts. I'm like, your fucking head hurts. My tooth is in half.
Dude, the only time I've actually had a tooth crack like that on a bus ride home. Coming back from like 3rd or 4th grade, sitting on the bus, and I hit one of those bumps and my mouth closed real hard. All I heard was a crack, and I spit 2 pieces of tooth out and went, "Oh, okay." And
my stepdad, when he was a kid, knocked out both of his front teeth. Or not when he was a kid, when he was older.
Same with our aunt.
But
I almost yeeted my mouse onto the floor.
Oh, I can't even imagine that, dude. That would fucking suck.
What?
You know what? Okay, this is gonna.
Both of your front teeth just knocked out. Like,
that happened. Like I said, that happened in my
like
head.
your adult teeth.
That didn't happen.
God damn.
Hello,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, my stepdad has fake teeth there. He has to. He's got a partial.
It is still weird to see him just take off the partial.
Yeah.
He pops off the
I'm
partial.
used
That
to
could be such. That could be
But
such
yeah,
a
he
good
usually
magic
takes it
trick.
off
Be
so
like,
that he
hey, yo,
can-
watch this.
He usually takes it out so that he can eat.
Yeah. Like, it's just, none of the people in my family have had partials. They've had dentures, but not like partials or anything like that.
Right.
Both of my grandmas had dentures, and my granddad, before he died, he had all. I think he
Shit,
had all
I'll
his
probably
teeth.
fucking end up in dentures.
Yeah,
So he surprised me for a
He had a-
smoker in a war vet. He had good teeth.
Yeah, he had like one gold cap on a tooth, I think. I think he had like one gold cap on a tooth. And then his teeth were normal. Then then he passed away in 2012. But
Look at that, kids. You die if you have good teeth.
hey, I mean, look at Travis Scott. His teeth, they do great. No, what I was gonna say is this doesn't relate to teeth at all, but one of probably the most painful doctor visits I had was when I went to the orthopedic, I think. No, I went to the surgeon after my surgeries, after I was walking again and all that.
I was there for this, wasn't I?
I think so.
Yeah,
And
when James did this, right?
He goes, yeah.
Okay,
So he asked me how I'm doing. I'm like, I'm doing okay. He goes, how are your legs moving? And I was able to bend one like heel to back of thigh. The other one didn't quite make it there. And he goes, no, I sit on the table. Lay down. And I'm like, all right. And I sat up, and he goes, no, you lay down. Swing your legs up. And I'm bracing at this point because I knew exactly what he was gonna do. This guy, I mean, he was a great doctor, but
I'm so mad I didn't get him.
He had a sense of humor, all right. Because he goes, and he grabs my leg and goes, when you don't get to move your legs like that, you don't do physical therapy. After surgery, you get something called scar tissue, and that's what this is. And sometimes you have to force it. Snaps my leg to where it reaches the thigh, and yeah, he cracked the scar tissue, forcing my leg to touch the back of my thigh. And I had like my hand above my head because you lay down on not the hospital, but like the doctor bed, and you have like it's like the cushion, and it's just table underneath it, and you can hook your hand around it. I was sitting there. And he said that when he said scar tissue and snapped the scar tissue, I cracked the table. Like I had my hand there and I went shit, and I pulled and jerked, and because I didn't want to yell obscenities at the man, so I
Dude, you snap my leg, I will yell racial slurs
I'm sure
across this children's hospital.
He's fucking used to it. If that's
he snapped it. I went, oh shit, and I cracked the table.
Well, it's probably
I felt
the best way to do it too.
I felt something snap under the table. I don't know what it was. I know we never got charged for it, but like the table, there was a genuine crack.
No,
and I'm like,
table! It's broken!
and,
Table!
and I was I was limping out of there that day. But I mean, I can bend my legs fine now, so pain is temporary.
That reminds me of when the doctor or when my surgeon was putting the cast on my arm.
Oh,
jeez. I hate it when that
dude,
happens.
Before
doing
it was
X-rays of
before the
broken
surgery.
leg. Holy shit.
Before the surgery, when he was putting the hard cast on it to just put something on it first. At least it was after the surgery, because he was trying to keep, I guess, the plate that's in my wrist from sliding backwards or whatever the fuck was going on, like a radial
like a splint
cartilage
almost?
plate or some shit that was pretty much something was happening in my wrist when I broke it that was making me lose my grip strength, and the surgery was to help fix that and make sure that I don't lose any range of motion.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Okay, I get it. I understand what you're.
And
Yeah. It's
so so while he's setting this cast to like the wet waterproof ones that harden up after they set them in the liquid and wrap them around your hand,
in the
he
glue.
fucking was just like, all right, this might hurt a little bit, and then he took both of his hands, like the palms of his hands, and just squeezed between my hand as hard as he fucking could to like squeeze it on there, so that it would like really keep it in place.
Yeah.
And oh my fucking god, that hurt.
Yeah, that's when you're punching the table as they're doing it.
I wanted to punch something, but like
Because I never.
I
had
didn't want to
casts.
move at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
We didn't need them.
Yeah, I didn't need a cast because it wasn't like my femur or my my shin bones. Those were fine. It was.
No, you kind of snapped your femur, but,
Yeah,
it,
but
it
not
wasn't
the-
cast worthy.
Yeah, it was the condyle. So when you look at a bone in a cartoon and the circle bits, for the viewers at home,
Visualize this.
when you look at a cartoon bone, it's got like the top has like those
Yeah.
the weird bone shape. Yeah, basically, look at that. Slice one of them in half and get like the half circle. That's basically what happened to my leg, and then they had to screw it back on. They had to screw it back on for both of my legs, not just the one.
That sucks, dude.
And then for me, they were just like, "Hey, yo, your legs looking kind of wonky. Let me."
Well, it was
let me
preventative, but then you came home and never used the crutches properly, and then the first day you got home, you were moving around. The first 2 or 3 days of after surgery, you should be chilling, not doing anything. But man was walking around the house flat-footed without the crutches. Even though he just had surgery on knees and ankles. Like, that was the whole problem.
I didn't like the doctor. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I understand
but
he's a
that-
trained professional, but
Don't matter, you don't like the doctor. You still a retard. Like,
it's
hello?
not my fault. He just okay. So
It is your fault.
no, it's
Big
not.
old dum-dum
It's
is
not.
your fault.
Okay,
You
if
are
I-
not getting this on the podcast. We have 8 minutes left.
And I have 8 minutes to rant about this.
And we are not getting into the fact that you were a retard and you just didn't like the dude's face, so you decided to
It
ruin,
wasn't
you ruin
his
your own legs.
face, bruh. It was his attitude.
I mean, kind of like yours at times.
No, a lot different. My attitude, at least I understand there's a difference. Right? This dude was so unbelievably overconfident and cocky in his god complex. I didn't trust the guy.
I severely doubt that he had a god complex. He would not have been working in a children's hospital.
He can make or break a child's life. That's a god complex. Anyway,
No, it's not. And even then, my doctor referred him to you. Like, he was like, yeah, my doctor was like, yeah, this guy is a good guy to go to. That should have been enough to trust the dude.
no one told me that. This
You were
is my first time.
you were
hearing
in
about
the
that.
room.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, it was when he snapped my leg.
He didn't.
Yeah. Because that's what they asked about. Like, oh, look, does yours look weird? And he goes, yeah, a little bit. You should see this. You should see this doctor. And then they're like, okay. And mom wrote down the name on her little notebook. And then we went home
I don't remember that.
because you chose not to remember.
It's not choosing not to remember. I literally don't remember that. I remember
You've
seeing
got selective hearing and you know it.
selective hearing. Bro, I was probably just playing on my phone or something.
Selective hearing.
It's not selective hearing. It's paying attention to other things. Anyway, but my doctor, it was just his attitude and like it was just such overconfidence and cockiness. I didn't trust it. Right? You know when someone's just a little too cocky and it's just like, alright, bro, chew. That's what my problem
Yeah, I
was.
hate that.
James's doctor was not like that. His doctor was really chill. He's a cool guy, and he didn't like say with my dog. He's like, oh,
See, now
he's
the-
like, no, I'm
the
still talking.
thing- the
I'm still
thing
talking.
being- The thing being
Bruh.
is you have, it's like a wizard. You have the right to be overconfident in your ability when you have the rap sheet to protect it. When you can you can confidently say you've done all this stuff, from A to Z, and you've done it with superior technique and know-how. You have the right to be cocky. You're not gonna at that point. there's no possible way they'll screw up because their cockiness is reinforced by the shit they've done. Like,
bro, I understand where you're coming from, but still, like, I understand if it was a normal hospital, but a children's hospital, you don't need to try and flex that hard, bro. Like, all right, cool.
Even then,
like,
some people are just like that. You were the dumb one for choosing not to follow orders on a paper. That's all they were. And you were like, no. And you were so defiant, stubborn, and adamant that you screwed yourself over. And you only got you to blame.
It says that, bro, I'm the most athletic in this house.
That means what? Why?
That means that my legs are relatively built different, even though
you still walking like a pigeon.
I had work last night. Freaking stressful. I was running around the entire establishment
Working
for
like
6
a
hours.
pigeon.
He got that little.
Besides, I
little
feel fine right now.
Walk, you know.
You got that Squidward sounding walk, bro. Shut up.
Bro, I relate to Squidward on a daily level, my guy. I stare out over the horizon.
When we were growing up, we were SpongeBob, but now that we're adults, we're Squidward.
Yep.
That is the most Tumblr thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth, bro.
But the problem is, it's a hashtag relatable.
Hashtag deep.
Hashtag Squidward is my dad.
Hashtag deep.
Hashtag Squid Daddy.
And that's just the lore of Octodad.
Squid Daddy. Squatty.
I was like the Squid Game or something. I don't know.
Dwid.
Wait, you trying to talk about the
That's a good show.
Name?
Dwid? Squid Daddy? Squid Daddy the show?
Squid Game.
Squid Daddy.
There was a show on
Squid
Adult
Daddy.
Swim called Squid Billies. That was about a bunch of hillbilly squid.
Bro, is that like sand
I'm not even
sharks?
kidding.
Dude.
No, let me send you like a fucking screenshot of what Squidbillies was.
Hey,
You
yo.
guys, alright.
Travis.
Weird question. You guys ever watch land sharks?
Isn't that the one I just said? Sand sharks?
By the
Land
way,
sharks, that's different.
James,
No.
if you ever feel like your art is inadequate, don't. Because let me just fucking show you. Because this was a TV show that was on Adult Swim. Like, this made it. If this fucking made it, like,
Well, if
look
it's
at this
Adult
shit.
Swim, anything can make it.
true, but look, just look.
I've seen that
Oh
before.
my god, I know what this is.
Yeah, that's Squid.
Bro, why is that? Is
Why
a
he built
Shrek.
like that?
You have quite literally put freaking a hat wearing Squid Man next to Shrek.
Yeah, next to human Shrek, just gained a couple pounds.
Not even human
No,
Shrek.
dude,
'cause human Shrek is,
I
like,
watched
good-looking.
only like a couple episodes of this when I was like 12, and I was watching Adult Swim at like 12 o'clock in the morning when I wasn't supposed to be.
Dude, while we're speaking of TV
Like,
shows,
when I was watching Family Guy on Adult Swim, and then a Family Guy stopped playing, and then it played like Robot Chicken, and then after I got over Robot Chicken being scary and kind of watched like a couple episodes, I think I also remember seeing like Squidbillies right after it.
And then you
Yeah.
get like Team
Or
Aqua
close
Hunger
to
Force.
it. I remember Team Aqua Hunger Force, for sure, because I remember thinking like, what the shit am I watching?
Dude, it felt like once you turned Adult Swim on when you were younger, you feel like you're in a fever dream.
all right, well, let's just be honest with each
For
other.
real, because
the
of,
feeling of
not
watching
only because
Cartoon
of the
Network
the
early
time of
morning,
when
like,
you would
Looney
watch
Tunes
it,
hits
it's
different.
because of
See, the thing was, early morning Cartoon Network for me, Brandon. I didn't watch early morning Cartoon Network.
Yeah, because they waited till
I
7
didn't
o'clock
watch
to
early
Ben
morning
10.
Cartoon Network, dude. I
No.
watched early morning Boomerang.
I watched the CW18, so we got that Sonic
X, bro.
and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, I never watched
vibing
that
to
shit, dude.
Sonic
I was
X at,
watching like
at 9 in the
Wacky
morning on
Races,
every Saturday.
the Snorks. Y'all remember the Snorks?
Yes.
The weird underwater things with the little
Yes,
heads,
dude.
kind
The
of like an automaton.
Snorks. Yeah, I remember Scooby Doo.
Now, here's the question:
Fucking-
if you blew air into this stork's little like straw head thing, would they like explode?
I don't know.
I know, bro.
Like, You picked one up.
I never understood how it worked. I just thought it was. I always thought it was weird. Dude, fucking Boomerang was the shit growing up, dude.
I wish we got Boomerang. We only got Boomerang when the power went out. Because then DirecTV would then screw up, and then we would be allowed to watch Boomerang for a certain amount of time.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, dude, you want Boomerang? Pay us like another $30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess my mom just paid for it.
We
We had a
Disney XD, Cartoon Network, and Nick.
Yeah, I'm not sure whichever network company we had other than Dish Network. I remember going to sleep to the fucking Dish Network like tutorial video. I used to sleep to that shit.
All right.
Literally, it was like a dude in a fake house telling you how to use the remote for like an hour.
Kind of like how Brandon, Dad, and I got caught watching the Appliance Direct commercial.
That was so wonderful.
But
what? You got caught?
I love
because we thought so we were watching the show and we thought that it was just an ad, like a commercial, and it kept replaying and we're like, wait a minute. So 30 minutes later we checked it and it's a paid programming ad block.
But we were that was after like 25 minutes of us laughing our butts off.
So you were just watching ads over and over.
We were watching
the same exact ad.
I
love refrigerators.
No, because what happened was this. He
was
like, microwaves.
That fucking ad?
Like, yes,
that
he was
ad.
like washing machine.
That
dryers,
fucking ad? Are you
refrigerators.
kidding me? I've never seen that as a meme.
No, it was on
I
TV,
love
and we saw that. We saw like half of it.
Appliances.
Dude, like I said, the one that we watched, I remember it was because he showed the microwaves and whatever. He goes, "Wow!" After every single one, he goes,
"Yeah, dude, that guy, I wish I was that. I wish I was that enthusiastic about fucking kitchen appliances, dude."
I mean, we're that enthusiastic.
It was like 11:30 at night.
About life as that man is as enthusiastic as about kitchen appliances, man, I'd be a lot happier.
I'm only that enthusiastic about my projects.
Dude,
this and my other stuff.
Right.
Flex Seal, like Phil Swift energy, life would be different.
Johnny Starr.
All right, and with that note, we ended on a good note. We're
gonna Flex Seal this conversation up real quick.
If you did enjoy this, we
get Phil Swift on the fucking podcast.
We still upload to Spotify each time we upload this to YouTube. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and you should. If I understand Spotify correctly, it's
if you don't,
you gotta
I'm gonna get really
you gotta
upset
download
at
on
you.
Spotify is what it is.
We have to download on Spotify.
I'll be upset.
We have to download Spotify. So
please like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe. You know, listen to us on Spotify if you want. And
please don't make me cry.
See you guys.